What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Vonnie V. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. I want to talk to you guys again today about something that I've been thinking a lot about. Just real quick, if you've been watching some of my videos and you've been liking some of my videos, just go ahead and click like, click share on this video right now, because you know it's going to be good. You know what I'm saying? Today, we're talking about how it's time to be selfish. Listen, when you on your self-love journey, and you tend to be like an empathetic person, and you tend to like be a selfless person, being selfish is so hard to do. Now, I'm not calling myself selfless. I'm not putting myself on no type of self-righteous pedestal or anything, but I have had a tendency in the past of putting other people before myself, like a lot, like almost all the time. And when you get to the point in your self-love journey where you have to build yourself back up, like, being selfish is mandatory. It's a complete requirement. Like, listen, I don't know how selfish people can be selfish so easily. That has been the hardest thing for me to do. Like, just saying, no, I know what you need and I know what I need. And so if I have to make a choice, I'm going to put my need first. Like, that has been so difficult for me. I've just been trained since childhood, I guess, to put other people's needs before me. Listen, this is the time to be selfish, especially if you're on your journey to filling your self-love bucket back up like I am. Listen, the Bible says it's a time for everything. It's a time to give and it's a time to receive. And right now, for me, it's the time to receive. I've spent at least the past decade doing more giving of my love than receiving of my love. And so this is the season where I'm going to be doing, this is the time where it's time to be selfish and it's time to do more receiving than giving. And that's been difficult for me. Like, the typical way that I live is like, you know, I just try to put other people first. I mean, as a kid, I was the oldest, you know, out of all the kids. And so I had to make sure everybody was taken care of first before I got taken care of. When I went off into the military, I was in a management position, you know, pretty much from boot camp on. And in a management position in the military, they really teach managers to put your subordinates first. You know, they eat first, you eat last. You make sure everybody eat before you eat. And that just really has been a part of my personality all the way from childhood. And like, when that becomes a fixed part of who you are, and then you get depleted, I mean, after 10, 15, 20, 30 years of putting everybody first before you and not having a proper strategy to replenish that emptiness, you get depleted. And the word depleted is a serious ass word. Anybody who ever been depleted, yo, that's one of the most agonizing states I've ever been in. The state of depletion, like just feeling empty. I don't got no patience, no love, no peace, no joy, no faith. I mean, you just empty. You got just enough. You running on fumes. You got just enough to get up every day, do your job, minimal effort, come home, make enough money, put the food on the table. Like, depletion was agonizing for me. So I had to find a way to refill my bucket, to replenish and go from empty to full. And what I had to learn, man, it was a hard pill for me to swallow, and it still is hard, is that I have to be selfish. Like, I have to put my needs above other people's needs. And, you know, obviously there are some caveats to this. Like, I'm not talking about put yourself always before your kids or put yourself always before your spouse. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just in normal, typical, day-to-day situations when you have to make a decision between your convenience and somebody else's convenience. You know, I would typically put somebody else's convenience over mine. So for example, let's say I'm trying to hang out with somebody and they say, okay, let's meet at this place because this place is closer to me. It's more convenient for me to get there. But for me, it's not. It's kind of out the way. It's less convenient for me to go there. In the past, I would be like, okay, well, fine, let's go there. Let's do that. It's convenient for you. It's not really convenient for me, but I'm going to put your need for convenience ahead of my need for convenience. And I was doing little things like that and really big things like that for the past 10, 15 years. And essentially what I was communicating to the universe is that, everybody is more important than me. Everybody's needs are more important than mine. Everybody's convenience is more important than mine. Everybody's emotions are more valuable than mine. And you know what I got in reaction to that, in response to that from the universe? I kept attracting people who valued their needs over my needs. People who made themselves a priority over ever making me a priority. People who I was 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th on their priority list, on their option list. So from me communicating to the universe all the time that, that person's convenience, that person's needs, that person's desires is more valuable than mine, more important than mine, I just kept on attracting that. And that just kept eating away at my bucket. It kept draining away at my bucket until I was empty. I had no choice. Listen, when you get depleted, you don't have no choice but to start being selfish if you want to live. Now, if you want to die, then you'll run on them fumes until you gone. But if you want to live, and if you want to live happily, you're going to get to the bottom of that bucket and you're going to realize it's time for me to fill back up. And the only way I'm going to do this is if I say no. My needs in this situation, I had to put them first. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about big stuff like emergencies and stuff like that. I'm talking about like little day-to-day stuff. Somebody wants you to go out your way, but they ain't got to go out their way. Somebody wants you to give extra, but they ain't trying to give extra. All of them little decisions and all of those little choices add up, and you'll go from full. It took me about 10, 15 years to go from full to empty, but you will go from full to empty. So my point with this video is it's time to be selfish. Your needs, your desires, your heart, your feelings, your convenience, start practicing putting that stuff ahead of others when you can, just to fill yourself back up. When you get full, you'll be able to flip that. You'll be able to give more of yourself than you're expecting other people to give to you because you got a full bucket. But I'm talking about for those of us who are on 3/4 full, half a tank. You know what I'm saying? No, man, I'm not trying to live life on no half a tank no more. I'm not trying to live life on no 3/4 of a tank. I want my tank running over, homie. So listen, 2020, it's time to be selfish. And for people who are empathic, for people who are nice and sweet and humble and selfless, that's going to be difficult. Trust me. It's been difficult for me. I'm still working at this. I literally just had an experience over this past weekend where I was doing too much. I was out there trying to go all out my way to make it all convenient for somebody else. And I'm like, man, listen, no, we done with that. Okay? So I'm done with that in 2020. You done with that in 2020. Let's be selfish. It could be a season. Once you're full, you can go into your season of giving. But if you're not full, you got to go into your season of receiving. And if you where I am, we in that season of receiving, all right? Listen, click like, click share if you agree with this. Like, share this with somebody, that person who they always looking out for other people over themselves. Share this with them because you can't do that for a lifetime. You can't get 10 years of doing that without getting wasted, depleted, okay? Click like, click share, follow me on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, Vonnie Virgil, and go to Amazon.com, pick up that book, Blueprint for Abundance. This book is about financial excellence, financial abundance, how to attract money. You ain't got to go, this is not a book about chasing money. This is a book about how to attract money with love. There's something in this book real good about how love is the most powerful magnet in the universe. Okay? Check it out. Listen, I love y'all. I'm going to see y'all soon. Peace.